Today I am going to describe about the culinary terms which are used in the larder kitchen or larder control. And before that, please like, subscribe, and share my website and YouTube channel among your friends and your colleagues. So I'm going to start the culinary terms. So I'm going to start the culinary terms. The first culinary terms is aging. When we talk about aging is basically a holding of meats in coolers under controlled conditions to allow natural tenderizing to take place. It is also a process that is known as rigor mortis, and this process takes place in slaughtering houses where the animals are slaughtered, and there are many processes of slaughtering. So rigor mortis is basically a process in which the carcass of animal is hung in the hooks and the leg upsides and head downsides, so that the animal body can bleed freely, and it also helps to the bacteria that makes the meat tender. Here, the next is AP. AP stands for as purchased, and it is necessary for calculating the yield of the desired edible portion weight. AP requires AP required is computed as EP required divided by yield percentage. This is the formula how we calculate AP required. AP basically whatever the raw material we purchase from the market, that is basically known as purchased required. Clear? Then next is antipasto. Antipasto is the traditional first course of a formal Italian meal, and it is an Italian hors which include cured meats, olives, then mushrooms, peppers, anchovies, artichoke hearts, various cheese, pickled meats, and vegetables in oil or vinegar. Then beginning inventory. Okay, the beginning inventory is basically the inventory which is done or taken by a physical inventory, and it includes the value of all products on hand at the beginning of the accounting. So the amount of the items which are in the hand, that is known as beginning inventory. The next is bin card. Bin card is basically a bin card is basically a format or a form which is used in the larder kitchen and stores for inventory control. Bin stands for business identification number. In a storeroom, materials and other items are kept in appropriate bins, drawers, or in racks. For each kind of material, a separate record is kept on a bin card or stock card, which shows details of the quantity received by, issued to, and remains in stores. It can also be defined as an index card with both additions to and deletions from inventory of a given product to facilitate its use. The card is usually affixed to the shelf that holds the given item. Bin card is used in perpetual inventory. It is an order consisting of a small piece of bread or toast, often cut in decorative shapes, garnished with savory spread or toppings. Tapasio, it is a dish of meat or fish, such as beef, veal, pork, salmon, or tuna. They are thinly sliced or pounded thin and served raw, usually as an appetizer or as an hors d'oeuvre. Then carryover, a menu item prepared for sale during a meal period but carried over for use in a different meal period. For example, a dish is prepared in the breakfast and that can also serve in the brunch. Then next is casing. Casing are also known as sausage skin or simply casing. It is the material that encloses the filling of a sausage. Basically, it is a synthetic or natural membrane that is used to enclose sausage for meat. Natural casings are made from animal intestines or skins. Then caul. Caul is a fatty membrane that covers the stomach of a pig. It is used for wrapping meats, for cooking, and for lining carrots. Then next is chitterlings is the pork intestine, and the dish which is made from the pork intestines is named after the pork. The name of the pork intestine is chitterling. Yeah, so the dish which is made from the pork intestines, that is also known as chitterling. And as you can see, these are roasted or fried and served with dip. Quails. It is a form of thin sauce which is made from pureed or strained vegetables or fruits. A vegetable quail is made commonly used on meat and vegetable dishes, and it can be used as a base for soups or other sauces. Fruit quails are most often used on desserts. The next is crepinet. Crepinet basically are a type of flat sausage traditionally made from ground pork and other ingredients and wrapped in a thin casing of caul fat. So that is known as crepinet. The next is crudettes. Crudettes is an appetizer consisting of a variety of raw vegetables and usually cut into strips or bite-sized pieces and served with a dip. Then daily inventory sheet. It is a form that lists the item in storage, the unit of purchase, and the par value. It also contains the following columns like on hand, other special orders, and order amount. As you can see in the format, that next is edible portion. This term refers to the weight or count of a product after it has been trimmed, cooked, or and portioned. Clear? So whatever the items which are purchased from the market, they are known as purchased. And once the trimming, cooking, and portioning is done, and the dish is ready to serve to the guest, so that is known as edible portion, which is going to serve to the guest. The next is ending inventory. Ending inventory is basically the inventory which is taken at the end of the accounting period, and the value of all products on hand at the end of the accounting period. This amount is determined by completing a physical inventory. That first in first out, we know very well FIFO. This term is used to describe a method of storage in which the storage manager or storage in charge or larder chef intends to sell his or her oldest products or use his or her oldest product before using the most recently or delivered product or received products. Then it is totally depend on the expiry date of the items. Those items which are going to expire soon, they are used first. Then next is force meat. Force meat is basically a mixture of chopped or ground meat or pounded, and other ingredients like flavoring agents or seasoning agents are used for making pate, sausages, and other preparations. Like muslin, chakal muslin is also a dish which is prepared by force meat. Clear? Then garniture. Garniture basically a term that is used for garnishing or the act or process of garnishing. It consists of ingredients that are added to a dish during or near the end of cooking and therefore become an integral part of the dish. Garnish refers to a finishing step whereby ingredients are placed on top of a dish for color, texture, and visual appeal. The next term is the inventory turnover. The number of times the total value of inventory has been purchased and replaced in an accounting period is known as inventory turnover. It means that the number of items which have been used or purchased for making a standard recipe or for making a recipe to serve in the restaurant. So how many times a dish or an item is purchased and is used or replaced, so that is known as inventory turnover. Then next is lard. The lard is basically a semi-solid white fat product obtained by rendering the fatty tissue of the pig. Lard can be rendered by steaming, boiling or dry heat. Lard is basically a fat of hog. Then last in first out, that is also known as LIFO. This term is used to describe the method of storage in which the operator intends to sell or to store or issue his or her most recently received product before issuing the older product. So it is totally depend on the expiry date of the product. If the expiry date is about to finish, so it is necessary to issue the item first which is going to expire. The next is par level. Par level is also known as the emergency stock. Basically there is a minimum or maximum allowable inventory levels for a given inventory item in any establishment, and that helps to determine the purchase point by the store manager or larder chef. Then next is requisition. Requisition can also define as the order slip when a food or beverage product is requested from store by an employee for use in an operation, that is kitchen, then a requisition slip is required, or it is a kind of form to be filled by the larder chef to get issued the required items from the store so that the larder chef can prepare the dishes according to the menu. The next is shelf life. The period of time an ingredient or menu item maintains for its freshness, flavor and quality. Okay, when we talk about the shelf life of items or ingredients, so there are two types of ingredients. The first is perishable and second is non-perishable. The perishable items have the short life, and the non-perishable items have long life, and that is totally denoted by the freshness, flavor and quality of the ingredients. For example, the milk products and the milk, the chicken, mutton, fish, they comes under the perishable items category. And what is tripe? So the tripe is basically the muscular stomach lining of beef or other meat animals that is used for preparing the dishes, or it is used in the pre-preparation process. The next is the waste percentage. Basically, waste percentage is a formula that is defined as product loss, and it is divided by AP weight, that is AP stands for all purpose weight, and refer to product lost in the preparation processes. So whatever the loss that is happened during the preparation of the final product to make the product edible to serve to the customer in the restaurant or in the banquet. So during that process, whatever the loss happened, so that comes in the wastage percentage, and that is minus from the AP, that is as purchased weight. The next is working stock. It is basically the quantity of goods from inventory reasonably expected to be used between deliveries. So it is basically the fluctuation of the stock, that is issuing, storing and receiving. So this come under the store area where the goods are received, then stored, then issued. Clear? Then yield percentage. This formula is defined as AP minus waste percentage and refers to the amount of product available for use by the chef, larder chef, after all preparation related losses have been taken into account. Clear? The formula is yield percentage is equal to remaining weight upon original weight into 100. It can also be defined as additional portion upon as purchased weight into 100. So this formula denotes that how much percentage of the ingredient we are going to use for preparing a standard recipe. The next is yield test. It is basically a procedure that is used to determine actual edible portion ingredients cost. It is used to help establish actual cost on a product that will experience weight or volume loss in preparation. That helps to make the